Well, my next guest is one of the many residents of Beirut feeling that anger you heard from Rebecca. He's a Lebanese Canadian who says he now wants to leave Lebanon and return back to Canada. Nadim Hammoud was born in Montreal but moved 25 years ago. He joins us now in Beirut. Nadim, thank you for your time. We really appreciate it. We know it must be so difficult for you. First off, tell me how you're making out. It's been 9 days since the blast.
Hi, Hannah. Thanks for having me. First of all, well, I'm going to tell you that we're kind of confused. It's been a very hectic 9 days since the blast. The blast happened on a typical Tuesday afternoon where we were having a family dinner. And coincidentally, it's the first time that we have a very early family dinner. And the blast was so strong. We were about 2 to 3 kilometers away from the port. We felt that the blast literally happened inside of our apartment, and the kids were practically devastated. They never have ever heard of a blast so strong or something that was so resonating in our building.
How's everyone doing now?
I think the feeling of confusion is kind of gone, and now there's a feeling of anger that's taking over the people of Lebanon. There's a feeling of frustration, of sorrow, of confusion. I mean, people are angry that the government knew about the blast and did nothing to prevent this material from being in the port of Lebanon, which is literally at the proximity of where everybody lives.
And so now you are a Canadian citizen, as I mentioned, and you're considering returning to Canada with your family. Now, tell me why you made that decision. I can't imagine it's an easy one.
Well, I'll tell you this much. We left Canada 25 years ago to come and live here because of, we are Lebanese from origin. And having been born and raised in Canada, it's fun to see a different part of the world, a different culture. Since we came back, it was a beautiful takeoff because the country was being rebuilt. And then we've witnessed another war in 2006. And now we have the feeling that every time that we have our life in control, we're starting all over again. It's becoming tiresome. I mean, for me, I can adapt, but why would my children go through what they're going through right now all over again? And there's a lot of uncertainty right now in the country. So I think probably going back to Canada would give us a bit of stability. And
you made that decision more for your children, though.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a very comforting place to be. Lebanon is a beautiful country. The people are lovely. You can see how much they're putting their hands together to reconstruct the war-torn city. I mean, we're definitely not depending on our government to look at us or to take us into their own responsibility. I mean, the Lebanese people are cleaning the streets. They're helping each other out. Donations are coming in from all over the world. The only hope that the Lebanese people have right now is the international community.
So you want to return to Canada. How soon do you want to do that? And do you think that, with the pandemic still ongoing, that's going to make it a bit more difficult?
I mean, the pandemic is quite active here in Lebanon. There's about 300 cases a day. I'm hearing that Montreal has dropped in terms of cases, and I think that we would be doing it as soon as probably the next coming 10 days because the kids, they have to start school in September. And although we have paid the tuitions here in Lebanon, I think that it would be wise to have an option where they could actually hit the ground running in terms of September, October.
So you could see yourself back here in the next 10 days. Let's talk a little bit about the politics, just because you have so much insight being on the ground there. The leadership has resigned. It's now a caretaker government that's in charge. It's the same government, in fact. What would you like to see happen now?
Well, realistically speaking, I would like to see the whole political system go. I don't believe in the government. I don't believe in the political figures that have been ruling the country for the past 30 years. I think that it's time for a massive change in Lebanon. And the only way to reinvest and put our energy back in this country is that if the pressure from the international community is so strong, they manage to change the complete system, I think that Lebanon will have a beautiful, bright future.
How long do you think that's going to take, though? I mean, it's billions of dollars they say they need to rebuild the country just from the explosion, but also to replace the government is going to be extremely difficult and take some time, too.
It's going to take time, but if the pressure stays on the forefront the way it's happening right now, I mean, I think that it's impressive. I mean, we had the French president visit us last week. I know the Canadian Prime Minister is investing a lot of money now in humanitarian aid. The U.S. is also backing this. I mean, as long as the international community keep on following and monitoring the Lebanese situation, I think that we can probably come out of this with any hope within the coming year.
Well, we hope so, too. And Nadim Hammoud, we wish you and your family all the best. Stay safe, and also to all the Lebanese people, we're thinking of you.
Thank you very much. I'd also like to thank the Lebanese-Canadian Coalition, which are now putting their hand with us here. I think they're going to be helping us a lot.
Okay, well, that's great, too. Nadim, thank you so much. We reached Nadim Hammoud. He's a Canadian living in Lebanon.